Hi. Last week, my son tells me that he wants to go to college next year, and I say brilliant because really, what parent doesn't want their student to go to college, right? Well, I'm not blind though to the difficulties that are unique to him being a college student. And see, my son has Asperger's syndrome, which is a high-functioning form of autism spectrum disorder. What is autism, you ask? Well, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, autism is a pervasive disorder that comes with a wide range of symptoms, skills, and levels of impairment. Which means, in the case of my son and others on the autism spectrum, that college is by no means impossible, just perhaps more difficult. And when considering what those difficulties may be, three main points come to mind. And those are self-care, reducing anxiety, and self-advocating. Now, self-care can cover everything from brushing one's teeth in the morning to making and keeping doctor's appointments. So, caring for oneself on the autism spectrum, though, can be challenging. The Northwest Regional Educational Services in Oregon describe it well on their website. Without an understanding of social context and with impaired organizational abilities, the whole task seems pointless and overwhelming. Essentially, what's the point? I don't like it. It's too much work and I'm not going to do it. Add in the fact that others have consistently taken care of the ASD child and perhaps have not instilled self-care as a habit. This can make it pretty difficult for the student. It's important that the caregivers and the student understand the only way to make self-care a priority is to make it a habit. This helps make the daily life of the ASD student just that much more comfortable and safe. And comfort and safety are of the utmost importance. When too many things go wrong or there is a strong perception of things not being right, the student can get anxious, and anxiety can lead to meltdowns or shutdowns. Doctorate student Shilpi Sharma at the School of Psychological Sciences and Health at the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow reminds that unusual fears and exaggerated symptoms of anxiety are common across the autism spectrum disorder. In this case, planning is key for the ASD student. Living alone may be necessary if the student cannot live at home. Other students and their way of life just may be too disruptive for the ASD student. Taking less hours in classes may also be a good idea. By necessity, the ASD student may have to work at a slower pace, and falling behind in classwork may cause a lot of extra stress. If the student can reduce stress in these ways, finding safe and comfortable places around campus to de-stress after class can really help. Now, advocating for oneself. It can be a problem much the same as self-care. Similar to being told when to bathe, brush, eat, go to the doctor, the ASD child and young adult also get used to others speaking for him. Doctors tell parents what is needed, and parents, they fight for their children's rights and comforts. But once the child is in college, they are considered an adult and will have to speak for themselves. In an excellent booklet written by several successful autistic adults for the incoming college student, the Navigating College Handbook stresses, when a student is in college, college personnel expect that the student be an independent, responsible adult, which means that parents cannot call to set up meetings for the student. The student must pay even more attention to becoming close to their advisor, their teachers, and speaking with the faculty often so as to stay on top of their needs and work well with everyone. Self-advocacy also involves getting all necessary paperwork from doctors and therapists so that the student can work with the disability department and express what their needs may be and show documentation as proof. There is no reason why students with autism cannot fully succeed in college. Planning is paramount. Many of the problems are similar to the neurotypical student, but like everything else in the autistic's life, the right path is where success lies. Thank you.